This is your professor speaking. I'm just kidding, everyone. This is not that serious, but this is a really cool strategy for gaining a lot of speed. And I wanted to show you guys using the one and only Uzi. And your substitute stand-in teacher, Stormy, is going to be demonstrating a lot of the drills that we are going to tackle in this lesson, in this course. So here's a few things that I want to point out that we were trying to battle during this course. So we wanted to go to an arena. We were in Utah for the clinic, and this is the Spanish Fork Pro Rodeo Arena. I'm going to show you guys this run really quickly as it goes through, and then I'm going to pick it apart pro rodeo style. So right in the beginning, to the naked eye, this looks like a pretty decent run right here, and looks like something that's really going to make and something to be really proud of. But when we have a horse that's at this level, we really want to be careful to pick it apart, and I'm going to use my expert eye to show you guys what I see when I look at this run and to see if he's ready or not for the pro rodeo trail. Obviously, we know right now this horse is not quite ready, but things that would eat up some time, so some invisible time killers, are going to be this right here. A lot of us want to do that. We want to get way out here where we're arching to the barrel, but I want you guys to count the strides. 1, 2. That's before we even got to the barrel. So we've got 2 strides way out here that are just wasted. Where we really want his feet to be is right here, so we can have those really snappy, insane turns. If you have a horse that's looking like it's making a pretty decent run, similar to this run right here, you can see where this run looks really good. You would be really proud of it. You'd probably come out and go, gosh, where did I lose 0.8 of a second? And I'm going to show you exactly where we're finding it, because it's very sneaky. Because the backside of this barrel is so fast, you're going to think, oh my gosh, this first barrel is so fast, there's no way I could get outrun. You see he's really late to the game on changing his leads. So he's changing right here, then he's really dropping in low. It's great, but he's so far out away from this barrel that he's going to take another 1, 2. Then he gets a little hung up back here around this barrel. So let's really look at it. From the point he starts his turn, which is here, let's count strides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before he leaves the barrel. So I'm going to show you guys how to improve that, remembering that this was 6 strides right here at this barrel. We go back here, let me count these strides again from the point of him starting his turn. So he started his turn here. Let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he leaves the barrel. So right now we have 5 and 6. All right, let's go on and get to the third barrel. This is what really got us to break this run down, because like I said, this colt has been doing so good that we really haven't picked him apart much. He's starting to clock in the 1D, but that's where you get really hung. You get comfortable seeing your colt make some progress, and then you're too scared to take them to the next level, so we then babysit them. I want you to see this next move that Uzi's going to make. Did you guys see that? Let's watch this again. We're right in here to really make some money. And boom, the right lead comes out of nowhere. Watch again. Right lead, right lead, right lead, right lead, left lead, left lead, left lead. Did you guys see all of that space? You probably didn't see it the first time through. That's why you're here. I want you to see this. So from the time he commits to the turn, let's see what he's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around the third barrel. So now we have 5 strides, 6 strides, and 6 strides. That's 17 strides around the barrel. Let's see what it takes to minimize that down. Going forward, what we decided to do, and of course we collaborated on this effort, we decided to do several different things. We're going to show you them out of chronological order. We took him back through and got a little bit better first barrel. Tried to really get him to come around here, and then Stormy tried to bring him back on the back side of this barrel. You can see her body almost cheating in too, trying to get him to finish this barrel tighter. So what our thought process was to make this barrel over finish to make a straighter line to the third. That would minimize the strides down. But we were wrong. So you can see she moves him in to try to get him to maintain his lead. She moves him way in here. Then again, he just drifts way out on the right lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strides. We did lose a stride But we can't count it because we lost 2 strides over here. So let's go back through and see what we've got. We try to problem solve a few different ways. Now, this was an intense workout for Uzi, and I want you guys to work it a little bit lighter, but for this horse, he is a young stallion, so we actually wanted him to do a little bit more work to kind of wear him out. Now, this was a win of a run. This is how we learned it too. We'll break down what we did differently first, then we'll show you how we did it. So instead of focusing on leaving this barrel and over finishing it, which was our original idea, what we decided to do was let him step out a little bit here and run in a straight line. So we continued to have him hold the lead a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4 strides around that barrel. So we gained 2 strides, which means that he literally could run slower and be half a second faster. I got on Uzi, and this is what I decided to do, just to feel it. So I walked him over here. You can see, as he's coming across the pin, him go ahead and tip this rear end out. Now, we're having to learn from a different style of horse. Remember, every single horse is unique. And Baby Flo's style wasn't Baby Flo's style before she was a winner. It was this unique, irritating, aggravating thing that was like beating my head up against a wall, because I'd never really ridden a horse like that. So remember, as you're reflecting on your training and you video yourself and record, your horse has its own style that may one day make him famous. Same with the way that you ride. So take pieces of those things that are really unique to your animal and try to train around that. Use them as building blocks instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. So see how his hips are tipping out and it's making his shoulder move? I try to use this counter arc move to tip his hips in. He got so mad he pretty much sold up, but this counter arc move around the barrel will generally work on a horse like him. As you can see, his hips aren't actually tipping in when I'm doing this drill. They're actually tipping out. So I was a little confused about what to do here to get him to use these hips to keep tracking all the way around. So I started to use my inside hand and just see what would happen if I asked him a little later, which made him even more mad. So then I decided to re-strategize, go back around, and let's see what would happen if I just allowed him to move straight and free straight to the line. I had that happen with Baby Flo quite a few years ago, where I threw my hand up and I allowed her to just run wherever she was going to, and the clock would shut off like insane. It was actually really crazy to see what would happen when she just took off and ran to where she wanted to. Everybody says the straightest point between 2 lines is a straight line. Well, that's if you don't have to factor in slowing down to turn. So when you have to factor in slowing down to turn, you have to think, well, I want to make the line that makes him have to slow down the least. So actually right out there, if he ran straight to that line, I don't know if you could see it or not, but that was 3 strides. Let's go back. From the time that he commits to this turn, 1, 2, 3, and we're out. Pretty cool, right? I think so. It's pretty awesome. So I put Stormy back on him to try what she could do around his hind end and to demonstrate for you guys that that would work. I told her if he stepped out with the right lead to stop him and back him up really aggressively, pointing his hips in toward the barrel. She even tipped the barrel right here. That's totally okay. When your horse gets a little mad and frazzled, what you have to do is remain calm as a rider. I want you guys to just chill out, relax. This is a really fun hobby, and I don't want you and your horse frustrated over something as simple as moving their hind end in. So now here again, she's going to try to just let him run straight to that line, and when he goes out like that, I wanted her to feel it. So I want her to go back through and stop him if she feels him move out. So just like I ran that straight line, she's trying to go back and mimic what I'm doing, and she's not really having a lot of success. Finally, at the end, she watches my video, we take a little break, and she goes in and places his feet just a little bit closer at the first, getting a little bit better stride around there, asking him just to slow down, make a more effective turn, and then just asking him to go right where he wants to go. He didn't do it, and you'll see that she has to slow him down. As he came in here, she's trying to hold on, trying to mimic what I was doing, but there was some confusion. So you see her trying to hold him in with that right leg as we were trying to figure out this major problem. And it's always fun to collaborate with people, especially that are this talented, because we're both feeling something completely different. She's pushing him in, using the outside rein, outside leg, and you see him still make this move from here to then swinging his butt out here. Watch. He's here. Now he's here. So as she goes back through, we both got a little irritated. We took a break, went back, watched these videos again, and then she came back and made a killer solid run back through. You can see these on the wrong lead as he comes back in. It's not a big deal. That's not what we're working on. Make sure to pick apart the things that you're working on, not the things that you think are important at the time. So he really threw his butt out there. She swung him back in. See if you guys can see that. See if your horses are doing the same thing. See him come around, tip his butt way out, tip his butt back in. I'm actually really happy he was this dramatic so that we can show you guys in this lesson. But holding him in here just did not seem effective. Let me fast forward to the very next drill. Or run. What I want to do right here is actually stop this lesson. I want you guys to watch what she does right here. And I'm going to have the worksheet ready for you also for you guys to look over for your week. This is day 1. So I want you guys to try this first because this could be the stopping point for your horse and his hind end strategy. Just stopping, backing up. Now I want you guys to do a lot of counter arcing. If your horse doesn't counter arc, it's something you can look up on YouTube to just try to install that before you do this. There's many ways to do it, but I like to use a solid fence. Now, this is the part where I'm going to stop and make you wait, go work your horse, reevaluate, make a lot of notes because day 2 we get a lot of progress. I can't wait for you guys to see it.